And like I said, it's because the players that are qualifying aren't given a runway path for them to become among your favorite players.
See, in fact, we've seen what Daigo's been posting. We've seen what Brian F's been talking about. In fact, they decided they're going to bring you some good news coming in. Let's see that next slide, please. That's what I'm talking about. We got some new ways to qualify.
Whoa!
Capcom Cup 12. Obviously, we see the winners that go into each and every Capcom Cup. Guess what? They are going to be re-invited back into the next one.
Okay.
More incentive to be the champion.
Did I just get called out?
Capcom Cup. However, do you see what's below that? The winners of Street Fighter League World Championship.
Whoa.
The winning team will be invited to Capcom Cup 12. All 4 players.
That's great. The whole team?
Oh, shit. Okay.
That's actually crazy.
You thought that was it, though?
That's actually crazy.
There's plenty more in the realm of the CPT coming your way. There's plenty more announcements coming real soon.
Okay.
Well, the people are
you got my
talking,
attention.
And everybody else is listening. Of course, shout out to Capcom.
Shout outs to Capcom,
holding
bro.
it down.
Okay, interesting. I'm intrigued.
Banger, Dan. There's a lot of Street
I'm
Fighter.
intrigued.
People was wondering if there was going to be more Capcom Cups, but there it is. Bang. No teasers, no nothing. You get the full package. And, of course, there's going to be more announcements coming in the future.
It just opens up a lot more paths to get into the big dance, a lot more opportunities for each and every one of you, and even more incentive to travel to the events like Blink Respawn to be specific. Because not only is the energy this electric, but the gameplay and the talent is a thing you need to be a part of if you're trying to be an aspiring pro in the realm of Street Fighter scenes.
Am I not live?
One of these things, you have to see it with your own eyes, man. That's why it's beautiful to have everybody from DR here seeing this in person. And if you're lucky enough to have a Street Fighter Live event in your region, make sure you pull up, show some love, see that talent, and on top of that, that definitely engages a lot of people. And it's more incentive for these players to come out and play their heart out, man. They're trying to get the Capcom Cup.
That's it, man. Listen, there's no hiding. All the information is out there, but I think it's safe to say that we're ready to go. Are you guys ready for some Street Fighter? I think we're ready for our first match.
Okay, so they just announced that the winner of Capcom Cup 11 and the winning team for Street Fighter League Worlds will auto-qualify into Capcom Cup, which means there's going to be 5 auto-qualifiers. But Vicious was also saying that there's more announcements coming and more incentives to actually go to events. So there might be some kind of point system coming up. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about the auto-qualifiers, but it is interesting, especially the Street Fighter League one. But we'll see. We'll talk about it more later. Winner of Capcom Cup 11 auto-qualifies to the next year, and the winner of Street Fighter League Worlds qualifies to Capcom Cup next year. And then potentially there's going to be more ways to qualify, is what Vicious hinted at. So maybe they will announce some kind of global point system, because it seemed like they were talking about enabling access for people to qualify and incentivize them to travel to events. The auto-qualification spot, I have mixed feelings about, because that also, in one way, limits the amount of excitement you have from players actually trying to compete and qualify for Capcom Cup. But I'm more interested in the Street Fighter League World one, because if they're still doing something that's region-locked, essentially they're saying, hey, we're throwing a bone to some of the best players from this region to qualify into Capcom Cup. You get what I'm saying? Like, they're throwing a bone to that and saying, okay, yeah, we have limited regional spots available, but if your team wins Street Fighter League, then they get to earn their spot in. But it's going to be, to me, contextual based on how the rest of the qualifications work, if that matters or not, right? So, that's what I want to understand more before really forming an opinion on it. In general, I would prefer just no auto-qualifiers and do, more point-based systems, including World Warrior, to give access to other regions, but also some kind of global point system as well to incentivize travel. Like, some kind of balance is what I would be more happy with for a more entertaining product. But if we still have significant amount of region locking, then I think this is a compromise in some way to give more spots to players from dense regions. Because imagine it's the way the system is right now, but the Street Fighter League team wins Street Fighter League Worlds. Then I feel like that's a bone to the Japanese community, because now you get 4 players from Japan qualified. based on last year's Capcom Cup, Christie would make it to Capcom Cup. Yeah, so also that's the other issue is that Street Fighter League is still a team format for an individual game. I personally still feel like Street Fighter League does not hold that much weight. And you could have teams where players aren't essentially committed to the game to compete right now. Like Christie is not competing right now, right? He was part of the team. He did his thing on that team. But, obviously a big portion of the weight was carried by Mena, for sure. Christie didn't even play. He played in the qualification matches. He did in Street Fighter League USA, he played. He absolutely won key matches in Street Fighter League USA. I think he beat Punk even. He beat good players to help the team get there. So I do not want to take that away from him. But I think in the Worlds he didn't play. So you definitely can have a potential imbalance of contribution. I'm not saying that was the case here, but I think it's clear that Mena RD at the very end carried the team to the finish line. But the whole team did contribute. But that's an issue with the format. I do think there could theoretically be situations where someone literally doesn't win or does nothing in Street Fighter League. If you have a few players if half the team is super dominant and the other half of the team isn't, they can get carried. So